Um, Thank you. Thank you from my side, and thank you, Lynn, for really feeling the point that we have had so many enthusiastic inputs to the conference that I think we are really lucky to have all the speakers who have spoken already today. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. And also, I would like really thank everybody who contributed to our online edition, where we see highlights from around Europe, and which gives lots of insight and best practices. Also from Latvian side, there are quite a number of things which we feel have worked and which inspire us there. In 20 minutes, which is left till our lunch, I and my colleague Girts, we will present LatViaNature project. And of course, the information in slides, and you will receive all the slides after the conference, then the information will be more complete. I will go through selectively, but it's good opportunity to introduce work, what we do in project. So our project, as you can see, it covers all terrestrial area of Latvia. We don't deal with marine Natura sites, but we have a twin project, let's say that way, who is dealing particularly with marine. And the aim for our project, like for any life integrated project, is to implement and contribute to the implementation of strategic document in nature. So it's priority action program covering all our actions till 2027. As mentioned before, we are in our midpoint, so we have some work what we have done, and we are very pleased to continue, and we do hope that we will be able to continue even after the end of the project in 2028. The project partnership, and here all complements to LIFE program and European Commission allowing to build together those quite powerful partnerships for the main actors in the nature sector. In our case, there are 10 partners, and strategic cooperation is with our partner Ministry of Smart Administration and Regional Development. But in particular, we are pleased to have 4 universities on our team, and those 4 universities, it allows us to science underpin all our work and deliverables, but it's even more since we are encouraged to use scientific approach for our everyday work, which even is not like strictly scientific report, but it's useful and we're really learning there. We are having 2 NGOs, leaders of opinion in the nature sector, and we are having 2 big enterprises, Latvia State Forests and Rural Advisory and Training Center, which allows us to reach more larger stakeholder audience than we would do without them. So it's a quite big one in terms that there are 10 partners, but also you have to manage every partnership, and being for, I think it's almost like there potentially might be, if we continue, some additional partners involved, but we are quite pleased that the key partners are already here today. Then the core of the project, for you to read once you study our slides, I will explain it with a short diagram with the 2 trees, where you can see that at the heart of our project, there are 3 focus themes. It's invasive alien species, management of them, and we are testing efficiency of different methods, which works better, so that we know how to continue work and what recommendations we can give in the overall work for management of invasive alien species. Then it's semi-natural grasslands and forests. As Minister mentioned in his opening remarks, we do have a large proportion of country covered by forests. So obviously it came as one of our focus groups for the project. And there are experts who are grouped or structured in thematic blocks. We are having habitat species experts who are working towards development of proposals for legislation, including favorable reference values for our habitats and species. We are having nature data team, and we are very pleased that they are on board because a number of things we are doing, it does require a good IT specialists who love nature and who are able to say what we can do and how can we put in IT solutions. And experts in compensation are motivating mechanism team since we are dealing with those voluntary contract approaches in the project. Then, those who work with the life, you know that at some point Commission or senior invites you to group your all project actions into pillars, so we did. And we are having the pillars here, and you can read what they are. But actually this management and overview structure, it's good for us to monitor our pace and progress of the project. And being in a midpoint, we are quite pleased that we are having considerably good progress for everything we plan to be achieved in the first two phases. There are some minor deviations, but there is a good justification why they are there. And we have taken care that they are included in updated implementation plans. But step by step, we are going as we planned in the beginning. It's already 5 years ago. Complementary funding, the part of every integrated project, more topical than ever. You listen what Andrea mentioned in his speech, what Lynn showed in his diagram. So for us to implement priority action framework in the time period till 27 for the current path, it's almost 700 million euro were identified as needed. And currently we are having 230 million in place for that time period. So there is a financial gap, and that's why we look, and we are interested to look forward to diversify those funds which are available for nature. We do look for a private sector, and today's conference, we believe, will give lots of insights and ideas how to work further. So the most important results of the project, they are always like a good and nice list, but I would like to mention some of them. And these are developed site-specific conservation objectives for our habitats and species. And we are also testing a new system for site management plans to make the system for site management more streamlined and more easier to understand. So that's why how we shape the policy for nature conservation from our side, and we do believe that it will allow better to understand for stakeholders what do we want to achieve and how we want to achieve it. And also I want to, those invasive alien species, important part of our project, 5 target species, area more than 100 hectares. It's our demo sites where we are really testing different methods. Then stakeholder engagement, I think after Gary's presentation this morning, and everybody is absolutely clear that it's a key to solutions what we need to meet nature conservation goals. And we are quite pleased that a number of those approaches we have put in place within the project. And here in this equilateral triangle, what we actually prepared last year for Natura 2000 award, we really tried to explain that we are having 3 equally important approaches by volunteer involvement in habitat management, by forest demonstration sites in place in those forests, and also by this voluntary contract approach. And here, I think it's, you will recognize almost everybody in the audience. And the picture here, you can see our Deputy Director General in the moment when he signed the first voluntary contract for grassland management. That's this picture here. But we are we were really pleased that we were nominated and recognized for our work as finalists. And we were actually even more pleased that Gary, who is the winner of that award in the same year, that he is with us. And actually, we have got quite good cooperation since that particular event, because each event gives you a new partnerships and better colleagues with whom you can exchange your stories and ask for advice. Then, communication, that's in a nutshell of our project. It's very important, and as our Director General told, it's more than a tool. There are a number of good examples you will discuss in thematic session in afternoon, but being a lawyer, I chose to present you those translation of parts of Habitats Directive, what our talented species expert and habitats experts have made. So we are having a special letters by plant species listed in the Habitats Directive, and indeed in one very short summary you can see specific scientific information about the plant itself, with a sandpink or lady slipper or freshwater habitats they are having per groups. Their autobiography is drafted there, but those communication-wise, it turns knowledge into understanding and understanding into action. And indeed, I'm very pleased that for one particularly protected plant, Estonian sword, which you can find only in Latvia, 2 localities, and more in Estonia, as the name suggests. I'm very pleased to say that this autumn, together with Kurzem Regional Administration and with forest management company Sodra, who is presented today here, we are planning to have a volunteer event in order to make a habitat better and more favorable for the plant species she needs to achieve. Yeah, today we speak about public initiatives and private initiatives, and I think it's quite important to mention that also from public side we can make nature conservation policy better understandable. I mentioned already those site-specific conservation objectives, which for 4 years our scientists and experts developed in a quantitative, measurable and monitorable commodities, let's say, which we do hope will allow us to better understand where we stand and how we have to put the measures in place to make nature conservation policy to achieve its goals more efficiently. Then the habitats and also species, 115, which are found in Latvia. And then it's mentioned already, those site management. This year we are working with habitat management plans, 56 of them, 3 we are not including that work. And this will be a solid basis for reaching goals of nature restoration regulation. So that is what we are currently busy in our habitat expert side. And site management plans I mentioned, private initiatives. I highlighted already our approach, but I will invite Girts to give more insight to that work.